अजीब आज टेलीग्राम में हीरो हीरो हो जाए, मतलब देखता हूँ जैसे ही अपॉर्चुनिटी आ जाएगा ग्रुप पे आ जाएगा सिग्नल। हम प्री मार्केट एनालिसिस चालू कर देते हैं। सेंसेक्स हटा के हम निफ्टी से चालू कर देते हैं। निफ्टी so last we couldn't मतलब conduct live. So if you see, it came as nearly below the 20, almost to the 26,000 level, which we discussed as that is the psychological level where we had multiple rejections at point. And if you see at this particular level also, if you see that major reversals were happening at this particular point, here, every time this reversal is being happened 26,100, 150 or 200 level, in between 200 level. So let's have a look at it board with respect to the today's pivot level, three support and resistance. So we'll quickly mark that. So with respect to the pivot level of Nifty today, 26,665, 26,065 will be the pivot point today. 26,065 we will mark it as 70 only, 7665. It will be kept at 65 only. And so with respect to that, if we see on the support side, support one lies at 25,985, 25,985 will be the support 1, and support 2 at 25,930, and support 3 at 25,850 will be the third resistance. So this is with respect to last day's closing value, closing values, OHLC value, the high, low and closing value. We have calculated the pivot line with respect to on the 26th days, and we are plotting the support and resistance for today, 29th of today. And support resistance 1 lies at, with respect to the resistance band, 26,120 will be the first R1 with respect to today's level. So R2 will be at 26,210, and R3 will be at 26,260. 65 it is, we will mark it as 70, 26,270. So these are the levels with respect to the pivot line for Nifty today. So we'll quickly mark these lines. So pivot line 26,060, 26,065 is the pivot line for today. And with respect to the resistance one, if you see 120 will be the resistance. 120. And the third support is at 850, 25,850. This will be the third support. And if we consider the zones over here, it will be between 26,210 and 270, 26,210 and 270. So these are the bullish zone. It have gained below, as you can see, and this consolidation level will be between S1 and R1, which is at 25,985 and 26,120, our first resistance. And on the bearish side, on the bearish zone, if you see, the levels will be below S1, 25,985 and 25,930. So these are the levels with respect to Nifty for the day, if we see. And this is third support, and as you can see that it is trading below the pivot line. We will come to this again when we have the pre-market data. And now we will move on to the Bank Nifty level. शूजीन बढ़िया है भाई, लो स्कोर करवाओ 1 लाख। 20 क्या के कैपिटल है आपको, और लॉस 1 लाख हुआ आपको, मतलब देखो रिकवरी माइंडसेट से जब हम ट्रेड करेगा, हमें मतलब हर एक मोड अपॉर्चुनिटी दिखेगा, मतलब रिकवर करने के लिए हम नहीं करना है। बस जो भी जितना भी कैपिटल है हम उसी हिसाब से, अगर अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है तो फिर उसको अश्योर करके हम ट्रेड लेना है। ऑलरेडी हम 1 लाख रुपए के करीब लॉस पे है, तो फिर आई फाइन मतलब अगर हम रिकवरी माइंडसेट से ट्रेड जब करेगा हमें, मैं सच में कह रहा हूँ, हर एक मोड हमें, हर एक कैंडल पे हमें नया अपॉर्चुनिटी दिखेगा, क्योंकि हमारा माइंड पे वो पैसा वापस लाना है करके वाला माइंडसेट होगा। तो फिर बढ़िया ये रहेगा, हम मतलब पेशेंटली जैसा हमारा कैपिटल शुरुआत से ही 20,000 है ये मान के हम प्रॉपर एंट्रीज लेना पड़ता है उसमें, मतलब प्रॉपरली अश्योरिटी अश्योर्ड वाला लेवल्स, मतलब हम प्रॉपर रिस्क मैनेजमेंट करके लेना है, तो फिर ये रिकवरी तो बिल्कुल धीरे धीरे ही होगा। 20 के कैपिटल से एग्रेसिव मतलब जा सकता है, पर उसमें रिस्क ज़्यादा है, बस वही वही है। बस हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं उसके बारे में, लाइक now we will move on to pivot line of Bank Nifty for the day. 59,050. 59050 will be today's pivot line. I'll change the pivot line. And with respect to today's pivot line, if we see support one lies at 59,000, 58,910. 58,910 will be today's first support, and support 2 will be at 58,810. 58,810, and support 3 at 58,680. So the third support, and with respect to the resistance part, 59,150 will be the first resistance, and 59,280 will be the second one. R2, and R3 will be at 59,380. So these are the levels with respect to Bank Nifty. For today, we will mark these levels. We'll identify the pivot line and the opportunities we are getting today. So 59,050 will be today's pivot line. And if you see with respect to the pivot line, if it is closing below, so the previous market day on 26 on last Friday, it closed at 59,000 level. And if you see on today's pivot line with respect to that values, if you see it is closing below our pivot line, it is trading below the pivot line. So it is still bearish sentiments with respect to the pivot point. If you see, we will mark the first resistance also here. So 59,150, 59,150 resistance, and support 1 will be at 58,910. 58,910. So what I was trying to say is that it is trading below the pivot line. So still, as long as it is below the pivot line, so I go for bearish sentiments only. So we will wait for that initial opening to happen, and after that, if we get any touch over or retest at this level and a reversal from this particular level, we can plan our trade from this pivot line to the first support, and followed by the, if it is giving a breakout below this level as well, we can trail our SL and take that full support 1 and 2 levels for the day. And if it is sustaining above this level, then I would only suggest on a pullback entry. So a fake breakout might be happening, but after a proper breakout we should validate it with the volume in the market. So if we are validating it with the volume of the market, our surety is kind of higher than with respect to a direct breakout entry from here. So a pullback entry from on the bullish side, a pullback entry I would suggest. uh, and this is with respect to the Bank Nifty, and we will wait for the pre-opening, and we'll move on to the Sensex part now. So with respect to census, 85 120 will be today's pivot line. 85 120 will be today's pivot level. And with respect to the pivot level, support 1 lies at 84 860 will be the first support, and support 2 is at 84 680, and support 3 lies at 84,400, and it is 400 420 in between, so we'll mark it as 420 only. 84,420, and these are the three support. And with respect to the resistance part, 85 300 will be your first resistance, 85 300, and R2 will be at 85 560 60, and resistance 3 at 85 740. So these are the three levels with respect to Sensex, support and resistance. And the pivot line, we will mark pivot line which is at 85 120, 85 120, and we will mark the first resistance and first support. Resistance at 85 300, and first support at 84 860, 84 860. So similar to Nifty and Bank Nifty, this Sensex is also closed below our pivot line levels. It is trading below the pivot line level. So on the bearish side view, a retest from this level can like keep it as an opportunity entry on the bear side. But when we go for the bullish side entries, make sure that it is validated. That direction is validated with respect to the volume in the market, with respect to the price action. A proper breakout above the pivot line level, and if it is sustaining above the level, then we can take an opportunity when it gives a pullback to this level and after the breakout. So we should validate every moment on the upper side. On the upper side, we should validate it with the volume. So as long as it is trading below the pivot line level, then definitely we can go for the bear side entries, and minimum up to our first support 84 860. So let's get back to Nifty once again. Nifty also we'll come to Nifty after watching the FIA's data. So a similar trend, but the selling value with respect to the FIA is pretty low as compared to previous days and all. And DIA also, the buying value is kind of low only. But anyway, with respect to the movement, whatever opening we are having, we'll plan our trade according to the pivot line level. And if it is on a bull side entry, then only we will consider the pullback entries for a validation. So big breakouts can happen, but so if it is on the bear side, then definitely a retest at the pivot line level, a retest at this level can be taken considered as an entry point with a minimum 1:2 risk reward. So either way, if it is on a bullish side also, if it is on a bear side also, we should keep that 1:2 risk reward ratio. So this is with respect to the cash market side, and we'll have a quick look at what we have exactly on the FNO part, on the FIA's FNO part. If you see, so it is net bearish. So as long matlab similar to, so if you see on the previous day of market, if you see this pure red, so similarly the FIA is on a full bearish red. So almost like, okay, it is good, right? So we will wait for that opening to happen. So if it is sustaining below the pivot line level, then definitely a retest at this level can consider as a new entry point, and we will change it to 15-minute. I'll So on 26th, if you see, these levels are, we marked it for today, but if we consider the 26th level, if you see, this is the first 15-minute candle, and you can consider the first 15-minute range as a proper breakout or a breakdown entry. So for first 15 minute, after first 15 minute, the market will be settling up, and after that first 15 minute, you can see that here, if you see this green, first green candle will be the first 15-minute candle. I'll mark it as high. Mark its high and low. Wait 1 second. I'll change the to purple color. So first 15-minute range I have marked here. You can see. So I can consider this range breakout or a breakdown as an entry. So if we see here at on 15 minute itself, so we have a good breakout here. So if we can see it in this is long body bearish candle. If you see, the body part is kind of pretty high, and the upper wick is little upper wick. And if you see, the candle have a good strength as well. So we'll change it to 5 minute and we'll see what exactly. So see here, multiple continuous 3 candle breakdown we have got, and proper breakout at this particular level, and a retest also at this level have been given. So anyway, we can take an entry at this particular point, and we can guide the market up to the first support level minimum as a first target. So this can be also done when the market, if you find the market is going to be volatile, or if the market is going to be opening like consolidate. So a range bound market, you can trade the proper breakout of that, either on the bullish side breakout or a breakdown below this level. So if you see on the previous day, a bearish opportunity was there. So after this, if let's say that the first 15 minute, after that nothing happened, so you can consider the first 45 minutes candle, the third 15-minute candle can also be considered. We will discuss that in one another day. So whatever movement it is here, like I said, so if we change it to 15-minute, a proper volume breakout we witnessed. So 26, if you see, first 15-minute candle range, a proper volume breakout, and when we change it to 5 minutes also, a volume breakout, supported volume breakout on the bear side can be witnessed on that. So every move towards, so today what I said, that it is trading below the pivot line. So if it is coming above this level, then we get to consider this volume support. If volume is supported, then our direction can be right. The accuracy might be increasing when it is supported by the volume. So we can plan a pullback entry, because a breakout can be happen. So the pre-market we got, it is exactly opening at our pivot line level. If you see, we'll change it to 1 minute. The pre-market 26,060. So 65 is our pivot line level. So retest at this level, if it is bounce, if it is breaking above this level, closing above the pivot line is must, and it should be. So even after the closing, we can wait for a pullback entry to happen. So pullback means after breaking this level, a retest at this level, and a bounce can be considered as a C side entry, on a bull side entry. But if it is coming below this level, then definitely a retest can be at this particular point. If it is, we can trade from this particular level to our first support. I hope this is clear. If well, let's okay. You look at pre-market opening of uh, NSE's data, stocks data. We will see NSE. This is showing bullish only. So slight. Anyway, we will wait for that opening. Today also, if you see, in Dalco, the Bale, JSWC, Industrial, Titan is also up. We were having a look at Titan. Okay, so if you see here, it is on a daytime. I'll change it to weekly. So we were having a multi-month, multi-year breakout over here on Titan. So rectangular this breakout pattern breakout we have got. First we got a breakout, and after that a slight pullback happened, and again a breakout above that level happened, and we waited for this level to break as an entry. And if you see that a proper breakout and a volume breakout, three triple candle breakout happened over here. And if you see, I consider this as a good entry to be on the swing side. If you see, minimum one is like 2 to 3% can be achieved, I expect, from this level. This was a good entry at this level on the basis of Titan. And next, what we will see on this Bail. So we will have a look at Bail. So triangular pattern is being identified over here. If you see, but so if you see that, see this, we got 2 points each on the upper side and the lower side. If you see, so it is coming from the lower upper trend, if you see, and it's almost reversing back this from level. Any breakout or a breakdown from this level, it should be a trend continuation, if you see. And if any breakout from this level can be considered as a good entry, and we can, similar to what I said in Nifty, we can wait for a pullback entry at this level. So if you see, if we get a breakout from this particular level, we can wait for a pullback or a retest to this level, then we can consider as an entry. And whichever the point coming over here, so let's say that it came back and over here, came back over here and giving a entry, then we will consider this point as a this particular point as a swing low SL. And any candle closing, so the closing of the candle be considered as the entry point as well. So this can be done in some second if it is a giving a breakout, and if it is a breakdown, similar trend can be on the done on the selling, so short selling side as well. If it is a bounce, this if it is rejecting from this level, then we can go for that bear side entry. But only if it is breaking out above the pivot line level, then if we have to consider the volume support, and a pullback entry I might be suggesting to the first resistance, which is at 26,120. And after any movement after that, then we can trail our SL if it is breaking out above this particular level, which is at 26,120. So we'll just wait for 1 more minute for the opening. So Titan gave a good entry. We'll consider the heat map also. We'll start. being on a green side above the pivot line level. Let me change it to 15 minute. So almost it reached up to 26,100, 100 above 106. So we'll wait for the first initial volatility to settle, and we will see if it is trading, if it is coming below the pivot line level. If it is coming below the pivot line level, then we can take an opportunity on the like buyer side on the first after the first support. Let the first 5 minute candle to be closed, and only after that. So down below the level. Yes. Well, refresh this. Uh, See, tech side is green, but HCL Tech is lagging on banking sector. If you see, HDFC is running on green in the initial stage. But Reliance, if you see, Reliance is on a red side. We'll wait. We'll wait for the market to settle it first. It's like 15-minute range is already like 60 points, 50, 60 points now. Let's see NSC's data once again. The indices one. Nifty 50. 30 are in advance, and if you see Hindalco, it is as we saw earlier, Hindalco and Pearl are leading, and on the percentage wise, if you see, near to 1%. So Infosys also, if you see on the tech side, is already nearly 1%. We can Tata Steel is high May trading. Yeah, okay, we'll have a look at Tata Steel also. This is on weekly time frame. If you see, we can consider this as a support. To get this particular level, and if we get a breakout on this level on, we can plan an intraday trade over here as well. This is on a weekly time frame. I'll change it to 1 day. So for an opportunity right now. Forces HDFC Bank on the lower side. We will see Reliance is still on the lower side. Adani is also on lower side. Internal Zomato is also kind of neutral. ITC running neutral. Tata Motors, we'll have a look at Tata Motors. Motors is kind of pulling itself up, if you see, and stretch at this particular liquidity level. So if we see on a 1 day time frame here, we can see a rounded bottom, almost a cup shape is cup and handle is being made over here. I'll draw it. Brush. See, almost a cup and a handle is being made over here. We will wait for this. What exactly is gonna happen in uh, Tata Motors? A rounded bottom has been created over here. If you see, and on it, this is on a 1 day time frame. So we equally seeing entries must be possible in Tata Motors, but only we will plan it if it is breaking above this particular level. I'll mark that as well. So if you see a rounded bottom, so slight if it is breaking, giving a breakout above this level, then we can plan a weekly swing entry over here. We'll keep watching Tata Motors as well. Let's see what is happening in Titan Row. So 0.08% is down. We'll see what exactly is happening on Titan as well. So entry is already been taken over in Titan. If we see, this was a particular entry point, and we had a good volume-based candle on a 1 day time frame, being broken above this particular level, this high, which previous high which we have marked. So we'll go back to Nifty. So right now we have a closing below this level, and a retest at this level can be considered as a bearish entry over here. At this particular level, we have 5-minute closing only. So 15-minute range is still that 60 points level, if you see, almost 60 points. So if it is closing below this level, then definitely we can plan a blend to this side. And if it is supported by volume, then definitely we can trail our SL and stuff. Then we can trail our also from this level, from support 1 level to the support 2 levels. So we might be 29 is still in advance. Only if we see on the heavyweight stock side, only Reliance is dragging Nifty. If we see HCL Tech also, Adani's, but Reliance is pretty dragging. So TC is also turned red right now. Anyway, we'll wait for that closing to happen. So at 9:30 we will be starting the live trade. You guys will be getting the link on WhatsApp and Discord channel as well. So as long as it is below the pivot line level, then definitely we are on the side. But if we are getting that first initial momentum click on the C side, we can take that entry. But we only plan to take in pullback entry at this level. If it is breaking above this level, only pullback entry I would suggest. We'll wait anyway. 5 more minutes for first 15-minute candle. And we'll change it to 5 minute now. So if we see, this can be considered as a, like, see, uh, we got a start at above the level, pivot line level. It gave a breakout and a retest right now, and a test at this particular level can be considered as a downside entry. On a triple candle confirmation, entry can be taken, where we take entry at this particular closing of the first candles closing, and but SL over here will be pretty higher, so we will wait for that retest to happen at that particular level. So if it is reversing back and closing above the level, then we can wait for a pullback entry on the bull side. Pullback entry only. I'll only suggest pullback entry in bull side, to be frank. Because if we see the pretty heavyweight stocks are kind of dragging Nifty, so it has to regain. So I'll wait for a pullback entry if it is on the bull side. Reliance, TCS, SCL Tech, major heavyweights, ICIC also is kind of neutral now if you see, but SDFC is still on positive side. So we'll have a look at Bank Nifty as well. What exactly is happening on the Bank Nifty side? Oh, Bank Nifty is on full bull mode. If you see from the start itself, it's what happened to, okay, so it came now, it closed above our 5 minute candle. If you see, it is closing above our pivot line level, and Bank Nifty seems bullish, but we'll wait for that pullback entry to happen. We'll wait for that. It's might be because of the SDFC and banking sectors separately. We'll look. Kotak, everything is on a neutral side. If you see in the axis, HDFC, ICIC, SBA, this we'll have a look. T Bank, Kotak is running ahead. DFC, ICC is dragging a bit. Okay, we will wait for an entry over here as well in Bank Nifty. 2 more minutes for the 15-minute candle to Nifty. Tata Steel one at 171. Eternal now almost 1% up. Bale also running similar way. And TMPV. The test also happened at this level, so it's on bear side for me. If you see, for me. So a test at this level can be considered as the entry over here. So we'll have a look at Bank Nifty also, what exactly happened after first 15 minutes. Yeah, it is trading above the pivot line level. So here we can consider a pullback entry on the bull side. We have to be cautious because it is kind of, so if you see on the heat map also, HDFC and some other banks are, ICICI is on the neutral side and HDFC is running positive, but volume support is pretty less over here, even though if it is on the green side. If you see, we have a long upper wick. Okay, so over here can be considered as an entry. It's like anyway, as long as it is below the pivot line level, I am still on the buyer side only. So only if it is breaking out above the pivot line level, then I will wait for a pullback to happen to get take an entry. Tested at the level again. If you see high at exactly at 2065. So we have near to the yesterday's closing. If you see change to 1 day time frame, if you see yesterday's closing almost. So in Titan anyway the entry happened. So we are in the Titan. Is been we got a breakout after the first 15 minute. If you see we got a breakout, then so if in this scenario when this happens, we will mark the first 15-minute range in this way, and for the if this is supported by a good volume, this breakout is supported by a good volume, then definitely we can take that pull back entry at this level. But I don't think so. But we will wait. We will wait for exactly what is happening over here. 5 minute if you see, we have good good breakout above the pivot line level. RSI also we will see. See, it is exhausted on 15-minute. Yeah, case of 15-minute, if we see, it is at 52, it still can go up. But that closing should be happening. So when we are analyzing on 15-minute, a 5-minute closing should be happening above. So it already happened here. Overall sentiments, if we see on a 1 day time frame, we will see how RSI is keeping. So RSI is on 54. So if it is resting and bouncing from this level, then it should be going upward direction. It's been neutral for, if we see, it was being traded below. It is being traded between 59 level to 44 level. It is being traded between these levels, if you see. So you see pivot line level. So a pullback test at the level can be considered as a bull entry. If it is volume supported, definitely it is gonna hit on the first resistance, which is at 26,120. So if it is reversing back, definitely you can hold it up to this particular level, which is at the first 15-minute range. And if it is so if it is testing that level, then definitely we can get out of that entry. So if it is getting a test over this particular pivot line, then we can plan a bull side entry over here. Oh my bad. Okay, so okay guys, I'll wind up for the day, and I wish everyone a good day, and thank you for joining. Thank you.